Good day, everyone. Today I'm going to present our statistic project. First of all, I would like to present about our introduction. The importance of physical exercise in preserving general health and well-being has come to light more and more in recent years. Participating in sports and other physical activities is especially crucial for a university student because it promotes mental health, stress reduction, and enhanced academic performance in addition to physical fitness maintenance. Like their peers in other challenging academic fields, the Faculty of Computer Science and Information Technology students frequently deal with severe academic pressure and sedentary lifestyle, which can have a detrimental effect on their health and well-being. The need to address the health and wellness issues that FSKTM students face is what motivated this study. This research aims to provide a data-driven foundation for improving student report support services related to physical activity by looking at the sport activities that they prefer. This can therefore result in better student outcomes for their general well-being as well as their academic performance. This study also had to the expanding body of research on student health and wellness by providing insight applicable to higher education settings. Next, I would like to explain about problem statement. The first problem statement is inadequate understanding of FSKTM students' preference for and participation in sports. Next is absence of facilities and sport programs specifically designed to meet the needs of FSKTM students. The third problem statement is low levels of athletic participation may have a negative impact on student general health and time at university. Lastly, insufficient knowledge makes it more difficult for teachers to create a sport program that will increase student involvement, encourage a healthy lifestyle, and improve health outcomes. Next, I would like to explain about the objective of our project. The first objective is identify popular sport. Find out which sport are the most popular with FSKTM students. Next objective is participation frequency. Examine how often students take part in these athletic events. Next objective is examine the variables that affect the sport activities that students choose to participate in. Lastly, make suggestions to the university administration and faculty regarding what sports that students prefer the most. Next, my teammate will continue the presentation.
Hello, I'm NURINA, and next part is the hypothesis. These hypotheses form the basis of statistical analysis, allowing us to draw conclusions about the relationships between different variables such as student demographics, sport interest, frequency of participation, and characteristics that influence these choices. It is based on previous research and a literature review, showing that many demographic factors and personal preferences can influence student sport and participations. By testing these hypotheses, we aim to better understand the factors that promote or inhibit participation in physical activity among FSKTM students and identify strategies to promote student participation for better lifestyle and health. So this section details the findings from the hypothesis test conducted during the study. The main hypotheses evaluated are as follows. Hypothesis 1, where there is a significant relationship between students' favorite sports and their current participation in sport activities, where the results are Pearson correlation analysis revealed an almost perfect positive correlation, which is R equals to 0.995, P less than 0.01, demonstrating that students frequently participate in their favorite sport. The second hypothesis, where the students' preferences for indoor or outdoor sports significantly influence their sports participation. Here, the results are the analysis indicated a moderately positive correlation, where the R value is 0.465 and the P value is 0.01, between students' preferences for indoor or outdoor sports and their current participation. This cue emphasizes the significant role that the sport environment plays in influencing student involvement. And then for the third hypothesis, there is a significant relationship between the primary obstacles to sport participation and effectiveness of strategies to increase student involvement. The results are a significant negative correlation where the R value is negative 0.32 and the p value is 0.05 was identified, suggesting that overcoming key barriers to participation could greatly improve efforts to boost student engagement in sport activities. And then the fourth hypothesis, which is participation in FSKTM sport activities is influenced by students' specific sport preferences. The results are that the analysis revealed a slightly positive correlation where the R value is 0.342, the P value is less than 0.05 between students' specific sport preferences and their participation in FSKTM sport activities. This indicates a connection between individual preferences and participation in faculty organized sports.
Alright, I'm Yoaghini of Letchmanan, and for my part, I'm going to present about the methodology. So, methodology is known as finding out the purpose of a study of investigation that we are carrying out by conducting a quantitative analysis regarding the topic that we have chosen, which would be the sport activities favored by the FSKTM students. So, in accordance with the study, we used to use a quantitative method through conducting a survey by using the media platform of Google Form. And a total of around 19 questions were included in this questionnaire, which was divided into several categories based on demographic, multiple choices, open-ended question, and rating scales. And this questionnaire consists of 12 multiple choice questions, which were created primarily to meet the study of goal on getting students' feedback on the sports program that offered by the FSKTM faculty. In order to ensure that we have all the data and responses that we needed for the study, we have made FSK team student as the primary target of this questionnaire. So the sample size that aim was around a minimum of 20 respondents from FSK team faculty to ensure that the data are adequate through this analysis that we have carried out. So the survey that we have carried out has successfully attained the target of the aim, which is would be around 35 respondents from FSKT faculty. Now let's move to the data representation part where we could get it from the questionnaire. So for this section, we have implemented some of the questions randomly. So on this slide, we have attached two example of multiple choices question. So the first would be what is your favorite sport, which is the question 6, and this would be the fourth multiple choice question and the first main question. So as per the result that we have received, we can conclude that there is 17.1 percentage of respondents choose badminton, 25.7 percentage of respondents choose volleyball, 22.9 percentage of respondents choose basketball, 17.1 percentage of respondents choose futsal, 14.3 percentage of respondents choose softball, and the remaining of 2.9 respondents choose kabaddi. So moving on to the next question, which would be which sport activities do you currently participate or involved in? So this would be the second main question and the fifth multiple choice question. So the given options would be same as the previous one. So as we see here, we can conclude that from the chart, there is 14.3 percentage of respondents choose badminton, 20 percentage choose futsal and basketball, and there is 8.6 percentage respondents choose kabaddi, 14.3 respondents choose softball, and the remaining of 22.9 percentage of respondents choose the volleyball. Moving on. So for this section, we have attached two other category questions, which would be open answer question and also rating scale question. So for question 15, which is based on your opinion, is there any specific sports that you would like to see offered in FSKTM? So this would be the 15th question and also the open answer question that we have asked in the questionnaire to get know the students' interest um, of receiving any other idea of sports that we can have in this faculty or offered in this faculty in the future. So these are the responses that they have shared, which are archery, rugby, cricket, Scrabble, martial arts, sepak takraw, and many more sports. And moving on to the next question, which is the scalar question. The question would be rate your satisfaction based on the sports that have offered in FSKTM. So this would be the last question that we have asked in this questionnaire, and this is also one of the rating scale question, where it represents the one as the poorest and the fifth scale would be the excellent. So based on the result that we have received, there is 37.1 percentage of respondents choose the scale of 4, following with 42.9 percentage of respondents choose the scale of 5, which is excellent, and 8.5 percentage of respondents choose the scale of 3, and the remaining of 2.9 percentage choose the scale of 2. which is the poorest. I guess that's all for my part. So the next would be continued by the next person.
Okay, now I'm going to talk about data preparation. First, I imported our data that we collected from Google Form into a Google Sheet and save it in a Microsoft Excel. Then I imported the data from Excel into SPSS software and rename every value into a numerical value. This would be our data value. In here, this would be our variable view. I've changed the width of each section into 8 and then labeled every question into a value. In this section, descriptive statistics and frequencies are used to enter the data. Next, we must determine whether there are any missing data exist. We have gathered data and as the missing number displayed in figure 4.2.1, data screening is 0. We do not have any missing data. We do not need to retrieve the missing value because there are no missing data points. All of the information that has been gathered is also displayed by each questionnaire question as seen in figure 4.2.1. Data screening. The frequency, person, valid person, and cumulative person are displayed. Below is the example frequency table for other part. In figure 4.2.16, it shows the frequency table for question 16 and figure 4.2.17 is the frequency table for question 17. And in here, in figure 4.2.18 is the frequency table for question 18 and figure 4.2.19 is the frequency table for question 19. The normality test can be carried out by examining statistic value, cortex and bias, and graphical presentations such as histograms and box plots. If the kurtosis and deflection range falls between plus minus 2.0, the distribution is considered normal. It can be observed by figure 4.3.1 that every variable has a normal distribution. Now I'm going to talk about descriptives of normality analysis. In here, it have calculated each question's mean, median, variance, standard deviation, minimum, maximum, range, interquartile range, skewness, and kurtosis. In here, these are the normality tests for question 16 until question 19, such as histograms, stem and leaf plot, normal Q and Q plot, detrended normal Q and Q plot, and viscous and box plot. In here, these are the normality tests for question 16 until question 19, such as histograms, stem and leaf plot, normal Q and Q plot, detrended normal Q and Q plot, and viscous and box plot. In here, these are the normality tests for question 16 until question 19, such as histograms, stem and leaf plot, normal Q and Q plot, detrended normal Q and Q plot, and viscous and box plot. In here, these are the normality tests for question 16 until question 19, such as histograms, stem and leaf plot, normal Q and Q plot, detrended normal Q and Q plot, and viscous and box plot. In here, these are the normality tests for question 16 until question 19, such as histograms, stem and leaf plot, normal Q and Q plot, detrended normal Q and Q plot. A technique for assessing the stability and consistency of a measuring tool such as a test or survey is reliability analysis. One of the most often utilized statistic for reliability analysis is Cronbach's alpha, which may be calculated using the SPSS software. Using SPSS software, reliability analysis entails item selection analysis and result interpretation to make sure your measuring device is dependable and consistent. Cronbach's alpha and other relevant data can be used to determine and enhance the measurements and scale reliability.
Next, I will continue with descriptive analysis. The measure of central tendency MCT, which is mean, mode, and median, are used in conjunction with percentage and frequency analysis to analyze data in descriptive analysis. This kind of data analysis in descriptive statistics frequently used univariate bivariate analysis. We frequently employ percentage and frequencies in the data analysis chapter for demographic parameters like age, gender, years, of study and course. For instance, the proportion and total count of respondents who are male and female. We can also get the average of the response, for example, factor like age, using the following demographic analysis sample, along with instruction on how to report the result. For the first one is age. Frequency table of age show the finding indicate that 6 students or 17.1% of the total are in the age of 20, also same as in the age of 21, who also 6 students and 17.1%. Next, 14.3% of the student or 5 out of 35 are in the age of 22. 25.7% of total or 9 students in the age of 23, and 20% or 7 of students in the age of 24, and 5.7% or 2 students in the age of 25. Next, the frequency table of years show the finding indicate that 7 first year students or 20% of the total participate in this survey. Next, 13 second year students or 37.1% of the total took part in this survey. Additionally, 9 third year students or 25.7% of the total participate in this survey, and 6 fourth year students or 17.1% of the total participate in this survey. Next, gender. The gender frequency table show the finding indicate that 19 female or 54.3% of the sample participate in this pool. Next, 16 males or 45.7% of the sample took part in this survey. For the last one is cost. From analysis, the finding indicate that 13 students or 37.1% of the total are from BIM course. Next, 3 students or 8.6% of the total took part in this survey from BIP's course. Additionally, 6 students or 17.1% of the total participate in this survey are from BIS course. Lastly, 5 students or 14.3% of the total participants in this survey are from BIT course, and 8 students or 22.9% from the total are from BIW course. Based on the statistic table shown, we know that the median of age is 23 years old, median of gender is 1, median of years and median of course are 3. Next, the mode for age is 23. The mode for gender and course are 1, and the mode for years is 3. Next, the variance that collected from the data is for age is 2.398, for gender is 0.255, for years is 1.163, and for course is 2.652. Lastly, standard deviation. The standard deviation that collect from the data is for age is 1.549, for gender is 0.505, for years is 1.078, and for course is 1.629. We move to the next slide, which is correlation. Finding the existence and potential strength of a relationship between two variables or data set is done statistically using a method known as correlation analysis. This suggests that correlation analysis is used in market research to look at quantitative data from methods such as survey and poll to see whether there are any noteworthy correlation pattern or trend between the two. The Pearson and Spearman correlation coefficient are the two most widely used types. Only Pearson correlation is used in the research to determine the link between the variables. This is the correlation table for our survey. Firstly, accessibility of sports facility and equipment. Perceived usefulness of sport activities for skill development, strong positive correlation, which is R equal to 0.553 and P less than 0.001. Better accessibility is associated with greater perceived usefulness. Likelihood of recommending sport participation, strong positive correlation, which is R equal to 0.633 and P less than 0.001. Accessible facilities encourage recommendations. Overall satisfaction with sport offered, positive correlation with is R equal to 0.412 and P less than 0.05. Better accessibility lead to higher satisfaction. Second, perceived usefulness of sport activity for skill development. Likelihood of recommending sport participation, strong positive correlation with is R equal to 0.690 and P less than 0.001. Higher perceived usefulness lead to more recommendation. Overall satisfaction with sport offered, strong positive correlation with is R equal to 0.6 and P less than 0.001. Higher perceived usefulness lead to greater satisfaction. Third, likelihood of recommending sport participation. Overall satisfaction with sport offered, strong positive correlation, which is R equal to 0.650 and P less than 0.001. People who recommended sport are more satisfied. Current participation in sport, positive correlation, which is R equal to 0.339 and P less than 0.05. People who recommend sport are more likely to participate. For the fourth one is negative correlation, which is frequency of involvement in sport activities and perception of barrier to participate. Negative correlation, which is R equal to negative 0.233 and P less than 0.05. More frequent participate is associated with favor perceived barrier. For the last one is preference for individual or team sport and likelihood of recommending sport participation. Negative correlation, which is R equal to negative 0.356 and P less than 0.05. Those who prefer individual sport are less likely to recommend sport participation. Preferred for specific aspect of sport. Likelihood of recommending sport positive but not significant correlation, which is R equal to 0.127. Preference may play a role in recommendation. Overall satisfaction with sport offered, positive but not significant correlation, which is R equal to 0.265. Preferences may influence satisfaction. For the next slide is simple linear regression. There are 4 figures in this slide. For the first figure is regression, second figure is model summary, third figure is ANOVA, and the last figure is coefficient. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello Doctor, I'm SUJJASHRI from Part A SUBRAMANIAM and my metric number is CI 230148. I'm going to present about conclusion. Sports have long been viewed to stay active and healthy. However, the impact of athletes extend well beyond. Sports contribute to the overall development of students, and the sports provide valuable life skills such as teamwork, accountability, self-confidence, responsibility, and self-discipline. School athletes help pupils prepare for the demands of life. They assist students in achieving their life goals by enhancing their physical and mental capabilities. The numerous national and international sporting events hosted around the world where individuals fight to represent their home countries highlight the importance of sports. Last but not least, FSKTM students appear to conquer the
Participating in sports does more good than damage, particularly in terms of the benefits of their studies as well as their health. Therefore, it is highly suggested for students to be active with sports because it can not only give them to previously mentioned benefits, but it can also relieve all the stress and anxiety from students, making their lives much more pleasant. Thank you.